We're going to talk about AI, and we've got a presentation from Golgix, and they're talking about sustaining peak yield with AI, cut variability, maximize performance, and boost margin. And I'm delighted to welcome to the stage their founder and CEO, Nitin Ranjan. Nitin.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining me this afternoon for my presentation. We're gonna, let's start with the good news, right? We are serving a growing industry, specifically for the ethanol producers. They are gonna grow by 30% in the next 5 years. But even today, if you talk to them, they do have a problem with variability. They're not able to hit the capacity or the demand with what they're currently doing. Think about this growing by 30% in the next 5 years, that this problem becomes really bigger than what it is today, and it's not going away. Why it's not going away? Because if you just think about the amount of data they are generating on a daily basis, it's huge. It's 52 million data entries on a daily basis. And no human can process that much amount of data and provide intelligence or provide decisions close to 7,000 in a given day, which will help. So that is why this variability kills their productivity, kills their operating efficiency on a daily basis. I am Nitin Ranjan, founder and CEO of Golgix. We solve that problem. How we are solving that problem is we are leveraging their data and providing that production and manufacturing intelligence so that their teams can have the clarity, foresight, and guidance to operate at that operating efficiency. To do that, we are helping producers and manufacturers understand what really matters. What are the top losses? What's really hurting them the most in terms of variability? And then provide that foresight into when it's going to happen next. So that predictive intelligence comes in. That's where the AI comes in the picture. And then finally, giving them that guidance. What would an expert do in those scenarios? So I'll walk you through that approach in the next few slides here. And my goal here is to show you how sustaining peak yield is not difficult. It just needs the right approach. So step one, we talked about 52 million data points a day. That's not the only problem that the data is huge, because with AI we can solve that problem. But there's other problem. These data which everybody produces is siloed. The lab data, the NIR sensor data, the soft sensor data, the DCS data, machine telemetry, everything is siloed. It's being operated by departments, but never in conjunction. We unify that data. And what I mean by unifying is that we bring that data together into a same time domain. That's what it's super essential, because it provides that source of truth as to what events are happening at what point in what order. Because if you think about domino effect, which domino fell first is the biggest challenge when you're reacting to a problem. And having this much amount of data and not being correlated or produced on the same time domain makes the problem even worse. So we solve that problem first, bringing that data into a central location and providing that clarity. Then it's about finding your North Star. Everybody knows what their top efficiency is, when did they hit their peak performance, and that's not hidden. It's available in the data. You look at your top 98 percentile, 99 percentile, and you know it's there. You have hit that efficiency many, many, many times. It's just difficult to repeat. So using the help of machine learning and AI, we perform that analysis. We do the time lag analysis, the residence time, everything which helps us model when raw material, or in this case, kernel of corn, hitting a slurry to all the way to a fermentation, what all stages go through, how much time it's spent in each stage, and what was the density, the temperature, different process parameters leading in the preparation of the batch. And knowing that is super important, because once you understand your golden fingerprint, you know when and how you produce the top batch or a golden peak efficiency for a continuous process. Then the problem becomes a lot simple, because now we know what we want to achieve. And once you know what you want to achieve, you can perform the same analysis to see where is the biggest driver, what's causing that deviation, What is it that is reducing the chances of you repeating the same golden performance? And that could be as simple as temperature drifts, could be as packing too much liquid in the batch, or introducing less density, chemicals, pH levels, all of that. Those are like being produced around 3,000 to 10,000 tags every minute. And so those are drivers which we are successfully able to find by just focusing on what good looks like and then letting AI define how far separated we are from the golden fingerprint. So this is where the drivers are identified, right? Now we know what we want to hit, the target, and we know what causes the maximum deviation from hit in our ability to hit the target. Then we convert that root cause into early warnings, into predictive intelligence, because all those data set is patterns hidden in your data. Once we learn those drivers and the patterns leading to such deviations, we provide that as early warnings to our users. They get not only a data-driven report, as you can see in the video, but they also get a prescription. We combine the domain knowledge, which we have captured working with these ethanol producers and manufacturers, with the data analysis we are doing. So every anomaly, every deviation, what does that truly mean? What is the root cause behind that? What is causing that drift? That's understood. But then to achieve that operational excellence where you're able to make good decisions, you need to know what you would do in those scenarios. And I think that is where the actionable intelligence come into place. We have done a great job in the last 10 years building that digital footprint, really building anomaly detection models and machine learning models. But the use of large language models, the use of agentic workflow, this is where it shines. It's because it's able to convert that data intelligence into domain intelligence, and together it's a prescriptive intelligence given to a green operator who might be doing it for the first time to know what an expert would respond in such a situation. And that is what drives their decision making really good, and they're able to make advancement towards how do we make consistent preventative actions a priority. But we didn't stop here. This was what I think most of when we talk about predictive intelligence, people think about. But we also leverage the agentic workflow after this, where we assume that given 57,000 decisions, there could be these early warnings could be in hundreds sometimes if you're having a bad day. So we trained an agentic workflow on top of everything you saw to really derive inference from all the early warnings which the producers have received. So if they got warnings on enzyme levels, if they got warnings on densities, no matter what it is, we have agents watching it 24/7 as well, almost like a digital engineer, and then take all those inferences so that when next week, when somebody comes back on site, they're not spending time discovering if somebody did their job or not. They're just trying to solve the problem which was happening consistently. So the difference between early warnings and the weekly pulse is early warnings is really focused on your day-to-day operational issue, day-to-day fire brigade mode. It's like, fine, what should I be doing in order to save efficiency? But your weekly pulse is basically finding those chronic process issue, which is only viewable to the agents because it's able to look at what's happening yesterday, last week, last month, last 6 months, under seasonal variations. Think about different recipe changes people make. All of that is being learned and then provide this analysis so that people can make decisions as to how they want to solve for the process failures, the chronic process failures which nobody gets to because they're just solving daily operational issues. And the other thing which it provides is the clarity, which we are very big on, because I think things will always go wrong. There are things which are always deviating from certain trend, and providing that clarity as to, like, is your team focused on the right problems? Are they able to achieve consistently what they have been tasked, or are they solving for the right problem, is key in achieving that operational excellence. And that's what we see by providing this holistic report on a weekly basis, which is not manually driven, so it's automatically generated. It gets them in that iterative loop where we are able to partner with them and figure out how do we implement this consistently. And when all this music is made, this is what we are seeing in the industry right now. We are seeing when we start is the light gray curve in their performance. You can see they have high variability, lower peaks. When we are able to help them make right decisions, even 30% of the time, that curve is shrinking and moving to the right. We are able to cut those variability. Our recent case study, we had like a 1.08% improvement. And it's huge in this industry, as we all know, because every 1% improvement is close to 2 million in top line for a 100 million gallon plant. So repeatability is key in the industry we are in serving, and whether it's manufacturing or production, we apply the same philosophy, same approach, where we're just learning from the data what the peak looks like, and then finding drivers which deviates it, and then providing operative intelligence and agentic workflow on top of it. Thank you. I know I'm early. We have 5 minutes left. If anybody has any questions, I can answer. And if you're too shy to ask questions in here, you can meet us at section 9. That will be there.